Omid and Kojo Show.
I'm always smiling. Oh no. Oh no. Mental behaviour, that is.
Oh, sorry, that was just late dippy lift.
Oh, has he come?
Yeah, it's one of the B-twist demons. Going to be featured in the Ultimate B-twist guide, you know.
Oh, it's lovely.
It makes total difference.
Quick question. Can you hear
What?
these two clowns out here playing swing ball?
Playing what?
Swing ball.
I can't hear.
Okay, good, because
it
they're being really loud.
Oh, lovely. Someone said, how scary you are, man. It's not me, mate. It's late dippy lift. He's a butter beast. He's a butterfly twist demon. And he tells you, yeah, he's a demon, all right? You'll learn all about him if you watch the Ultimate B-twist guide.
Yeah. Someone said, what do you think about Ethan's snatch cannon?
Good. It was my favourite snatch cannon yet. I think that's the best one. It's the coolest looking one, I think. Who doesn't really cool looking?
Alexander does it kind of cool.
Alexander's is way more around the side.
Yeah, but I still think it looks
and
cool.
More side flip outy. I would say, yeah, but I think Ethan's is. I'm trying to think who's as good as Ethan's.
Yeah.
Like Shose's done them pretty easily, but not as flipped.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
And it was a cool setup as well.
Yeah.
Someone said, I think third best next to Shose and Velu. How could Velu's... How was Velu's better? Like, Velu's obviously, it's a cork in, it's great. But he didn't land it anywhere near as easily, did he? So how is
put his
better?
knee down, didn't he?
Almost. Like, what makes it better? Like, Ethan landed way more easily and inverted just as much, if not more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know, but that's not what we're talking about today.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about different types of battles. We're gonna have a little chat about that.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And how it can be changed up. What's going on, Hunter?
Hunter,
got a legend in the chat.
Man of the hour.
We just finished chatting to Will Coney's, so that one's going to be out on the YouTube very soon, probably before this one. So it's going to be weird if you're watching this afterwards. But yeah, it's all good. We're talking about flips competitions. We're talking about spinning kick on spinning kick, epic showdowns is what we're talking about. How could we make tricking battles better? How do you make them more interesting, less shit? No, they're not.
More fire. Needs more fire and weaponry.
I always it doesn't mean, I don't know, they're not necessarily like bad, but I like thinking of ways to make stuff even better, you know. How can we do that?
Alex Hunter just say, I used to be a spinner kid.
Back when he was a youngin.
Well, imagine if there was some kind of, if you lost your round, there was some kind of physical maiming, or if midway through they released large cats.
Oh, I thought you were going to say hounds. I was thinking hounds.
Well, I was thinking, like a lion or a tiger or a jaguar. Needs more jaguars in the arena.
I mean, that would be cool. But just the logistics, I think it'd be easier. It'd be easier to get like 5 hounds or something, and then you release them like mid combo. You know, when it's like the final combo, then that's when we release the hounds, and the trickers have to finish their combo, but they got like dogs biting on their arms, they're bleeding, screaming. Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
That could take tricking to the next level.
Yeah. Or if you have like a set of projectiles that you have, and you can throw them at your opponent.
Yeah.
Midway through their combos, and if you hit them and they get hurt and they stop, then obviously you're going to score higher if you do your combo and you don't get hurt and stuff.
So like rocks, like medium-sized
Well,
rocks,
I was thinking
jagged
more
rocks.
like small Greek statues or things carved from marble, maybe.
Marble statue. Now that's getting pricey. I mean, I know Laurent pulls out all the stops on Hook's Gathering, but it's pushing the budget a bit, isn't it? It's pushing the budget. Oh, I have a suggestion. I have a real suggestion for what.
I don't want to hear it.
I have a real suggestion. It's not got hounds. There's no marble involved.
There's no fire.
What if? So this isn't my suggestion, by the way. Someone just messaged it to me. I'm just totally stealing the idea. What if each round in a battle had like a different theme to it? So like
Each
one
round.
of them, each round, yeah, each round.
Wait, so do you mean each pass or like
kind of each pass? So it's like best of 3, but then it's like one of them is you can only you can't touch the ground with your hands.
Okay.
For the whole combo, you got to do the best combo you can do without putting your hands down.
Yeah.
And then the other one, you can't do more than one twist. And then the last one is like who can do the biggest trick. Just kind of jazz it up a bit. Make it more mental, you know.
Well,
and give different people a chance.
Well, there's that, but I think also the variation is definitely something that is going to make it more entertaining. Because like currently, once it gets to the last, like let's say Hooked as an example, once it gets to the quarters, maybe the semi-finals, usually everyone's doing similar kind of combos, and you can kind of guess what people are going to be doing. And of course, there's a place for that. Like in my opinion, I'm not saying like we should just remove all the old battle formats and only have these, but I think there's definitely space for more things like this.
Just something that would give an incentive for you to like do a trick that no one else throughout the whole of the battles has done.
Yeah.
You know, like you get a bonus. If you do something that no one else has done yet in any of the rounds, bit of a bonus for that, you know? Because you do see,
I feel that.
Like, if you think about it, by the final of Hooked, did we see a single trick in the final that hadn't been done in one of the other rounds? I know Shosei attempted quad cork, but I guess it is a different trick, but it's kind of just one more twist on a triple cork. Yeah, you know? Like, it'd be cool to see some more completely different tricks, because there's so many out there that people can do. So anything that can reward people to do them would be cool and make it more interesting.
Someone said spoken word poetry.
Yeah.
I think, tricking definitely needs more spoken word poetry. I've been saying that for years.
Bailey dropping some poetry mid-cork row. I'd love that.
I think there's definitely a lot to be done with these kind of formats, but the only problem is like, sorry, I just started reading the comment. But the only thing is, you don't want to end up like diluting. Well, not diluting, but like you don't want to go too far with it. Like, let's say, for example, you've got to do like, because I just thought of an example where it's like you've got to, instead of like just the biggest trick, because that's already been done. Like we've already kind of seen that. A different format is essentially like the most variations in one trick, but then still making it look good.
But that's the thing. You lose quality with quantity. Like someone suggested earlier, like longest combo, and longest combo is trash. It's trash to see, because like if the tricks don't look good, like who wants to see someone do B-twist, pop flash to cart full to hook to aerial to who wants to see that? You know, no one. Not me. Not you. No one. We want to see good tricks.
But I think there is
good tricks.
There are interesting things that can be done where instead of doing a quad, you do a really, really big, flash full snafu round. You know what I mean? Just like something where there's a lot more going on with it, but you don't see it as often. And to me, a lot of the time, if it's done really, really well, then it does look better. But again, you don't want to end up losing that quality.
I like the themed rounds. Maybe if it's just like, even just one of the rounds, I think the no double twists or above would be really interesting. Just because, not because it would be that much of a handicap on people like Shosei and Zen. I would honestly like to just see what they do, because they'll do mad shit. but they'd have to like figure out ways to do mad shit without doing really like loads of twists. They'd have to do mad stuff in another kind of way, and that'd be really interesting to see.
Yeah, or like you can only use your right leg for one of the rounds or whatever. You can't put besides the first trick, you can't put your left foot down. And then like if you do put the left foot down, then you lose that round, or you kind of essentially knocked out, you know.
Nick Fry would just win.
Yeah.
Just keep springing. It wouldn't make any sense. Vios is saying about audience choice. Now, people have tried that before in battles, like letting the audience choose. I think there is some merit to it. I think it's interesting. It's more fun for the audience. I don't think it makes for as fair a battle necessarily. Though if you look at Hooked last year, then I don't think the judges necessarily made it that fair. So I had a load of people who aren't trickers. And that's not to say they don't know about tricking, but not enough. It's like I used to be a free runner, and I'm a tricker now, and I watch free running, but could I judge free running? No. I know that I don't know enough to judge it fairly at a high level, at the highest level. So I don't see how these people who aren't trickers can judge tricking at the highest level.
Well,
like,
what
where
Hunter
they get this
said in
knowledge
response
from.
to that, what Hunter said in response to that was, I see a triple flash kick winning in a round against a really lovely snafu. And it's like, yeah, that's
if the audience judges, yeah.
Yeah, like you see, yeah. I don't know. It could be an interesting format to like get the audience more hype. So imagine like a pre-battle battle, like if while people are warming up or whatever, if it's part of like a night show thing, and you get the audience involved.
For like an exhibition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, and it just gets them kind of riled up and maybe more invested in what they're about to watch, and they'll be looking at things more closely and kind of questioning why that was better or why it wasn't, you know?
Yeah.
Kojo, can you focus? Because
I am focused, man.
I'm finding this incredibly rude and disrespectful, and you're hurting my feelings.
I'm talking to you about battles, man.
I hate it when you do this. Kojo, we spoke about this. I hate it.
What are you on about?
You know what? Fine. I'm fighting fire with fire.
Is it because I got my hair cut?
Man's just here, ain't it?
Omid, we're trying to have a serious conversation, and you're messing around with filters, becoming
I'm not. Man's just here. Man's just here.
Silly, man.
Just allow it. I ain't. Your little face is warm. You listen to me. You big freak. You should bow down to Shomid.
Pack in, you dirty bastard.
Me, a shrimp with a man's face is calling you a big freak. Imagine that.
Alexander said, me at Luke Kicks Day 5. That's me at Luke Kicks Day 2.
Yeah. This is me at Luke Kicks every single day.
Just the whole time.
Just getting my tail out.
Your dirty tail. All right. We got any more battle suggestions? So people, the topic, we should pin it really or something.
All right. Someone, I'll type it out.
Yeah, we're chatting about how could we make tricking battles way cooler, and we're being very serious. This is a very serious discussion, and we're sticking to the topic, and we're gonna push the sport forwards. We're gonna help tricking. That's what we're doing today. So help us out. Let us know your suggestions.
Well, someone said, hang on, wait, let me just finish this. Someone said, what about a battle with different shoes on?
Oh yeah, you got to wear like
boots or flip flops.
So saying Yeezys.
Or like, I don't know, there's just a battle with all these trickers trying their best in like tiny little shorts and enormous steel toe cap boots.
Have you tricked in steel toe cap boots?
Bro, it's the hardest shit.
I had to, so on a concrete floor in a garage, I had to do like a B-twist. I had to do a B-twist round, but like it had to look like I was kicking someone. I was being a stunt double for this independent film thing. And it was the worst. It was one of the worst experiences. It took like hours and hours. I had this hood that covered most of my face, and I'm just on like dusty concrete in a garage trying to do B-twist round in a tight space at someone wearing massive boots with steel toe caps.
I don't
Bad.
even remember.
After that, I was like, because before that, I genuinely thought, I was like, it'd be quite cool being a stuntman, you know. I'd like to be a stuntman. But after that, I was like, I don't want to be a stuntman. I'm not into it. I'm not about it. Not as fun as it seems.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Aiden suggested doing it in high heels. That's literally, you're just going to have like, however many competitors there are, you're going to have that many stretchers right next to the floor.
Well, have you seen the old the videos from like the 50s of that woman who could do a load of like front walkovers and shit?
Oh, yeah, that's
in
nuts.
high heels. Imagine if you did that. Everyone would be saying how great your Webster was.
Yeah, I know. It's because I've tricked everyone on the internet.
If you did a front walkover like that.
Bro, I'd be better than everyone ever.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you
I'm
would.
reading these comments. There's a good one from Yannick, who
What's it
I
say?
love and adore. He says, which 5 judges would you guys choose for Hooked? Like, honestly, the best people for the job. It's a hard question.
That's tough.
But
I'd
the
probably
first person
say,
that comes to mind is Matt Milhone.
I was just going to say Matt Milhone.
Yeah.
Because he's very serious. He's
very
on the
serious.
ball.
He knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff, yeah.
He's a respectable man, respectable
Very
businessman,
respectable.
and a father.
a one day father, future father. Who else?
Who'd be good? I don't know how I feel about someone like Towels.
He's got a whole matrix for it.
Yeah, but he's also a lunatic.
Yeah, but who isn't? You know?
Yeah, true.
Who isn't?
True. Takeshi 6ix9ine.
Yeah,
Get him as one of the 5.
That'd be good promotion. I mean, that's what we do now, isn't it? We have people. The bigger the Instagram following, the better the judge. That's how we do it in tricking.
Not Jacob Wolfman.
Yeah, maybe not. People who trick. I think we should stick to people who at least have tricked.
Yeah, Elvis Presley.
Bring him back. Just the skeleton of Elvis Presley. The decayed bones. Maybe like Dan Pitlock.
Someone just commented that immediately after you said that. Dan Pitlock's a big good one.
Sean Sevestre.
I feel like
you get too angry.
No, I feel like Peen just he'd be too busy trying to draw the competitors, and it's not. He'd be too busy trying to express himself.
He wouldn't be able to help himself. He'd be just doing art all over the floor.
He'd just be doing e-art. He'd have his whole desktop.
He'd have his pictures all over the floor.
He'd be like, "Can you stop moving? I'm trying to paint your picture."
He'd drop all his crayons all over the floor. We couldn't have that.
Actually, weirdly, just a quick thing. When I was up in Edinburgh and I saw Peen, his most recent shit is fucked. He's so good at everything, man. It's so fun.
Yeah. Oh, Kerwood. Kerwood would be a good judge. Kerwood, he loves it. He's serious.
I'm sorry. I was laughing at these two comments. Someone said Shrek, and then someone else said my dog.
I do love Shrek.
I love Shrek.
I've been bringing it up more because some people will know about my love of Shrek. I bring it up from time to time at gathering. I've been known to watch Shrek 2 in its entirety at the session. You know.
Kojo was just insane. He'd be like, "Listen, I'll judge all of the battles. I'll give everyone at the event free access to KTL, but I've just got one condition. We need Shrek playing as loud as we can the entire way through all of the battles."
Yeah. I mean, Shrek guided my whole life. It built my morals around Shrek. It taught me a lot. Everything I know, really. Now, at the Philly, the little mini Vertigo gathering last winter, we watched a bunch of Shrek content. We were watching people talking about Shrek, like why it's the greatest movie on the projector. We were like, we went in on the Shrek content. I mean, Shrek the Third, not up there, you know, but they brought it back a bit with the fourth one, surprisingly. But Shrek 2 is obviously Supreme Shrek, number one.
No, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Shrek, you're not touching Shrek 2. Like, Shawshank Redemption, eat your heart out, mate.
Nothing. No,
Nothing
it's
on
like
Shrek 2.
it's like you know how they say that if you put what is it, like 10,000 monkeys on typewriters, they'd eventually get Shakespeare's work of art. It's the equivalent of that.
Yeah,
compared.
they got it. They got it. With Shrek, they got it. But yeah, all right, back on topic about the battles. A battle where both people have noise-canceling headphones, would that change anything? They wouldn't hear noise, you know? It would change that. I don't know what else, really, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it would make it a little bit more exciting because if they were wearing noise-canceling headphones, I'm imagining the overhead ones. So when they're doing combos, they'd be flying off into the crowd.
I just imagining them confused, like putting them on before the battle start, and they're like Alexander, and you're just not hearing any of it, like, warming up on the side, like.
Nah, Aiden, it wouldn't mess with their coordination. It depends.
Not really.
If they were noise cancelling headphones that were dipped in concrete, and then they put them on their heads, so their head was like really being weighed down by these enormous heavy headphones, maybe. But besides that, no.
I think most of the time your body's so locked into the tricks, so you know what's up. You know, you don't really need ears so much.
Yeah.
Oh, Hugh said Kojo goes to a gathering as Shrek. Yeah. So I mean, sometimes paint myself green, show up as Shrek.
If you painted your entire body green and went to hooked in a loincloth and one of those like raggedy shirts.
You saying should I get a Shrek outfit for a tutorial?
Why have you not done that?
How have I not thought of that? How
have you missed that up to now?
It's so obvious. I could dress up as Shrek. I could film in the swamp.
Oh, you might regret it though.
Why?
Because people will never stop mentioning it.
Oh, they already call me Shrek. They already call
me
I
know, but it's like you're confirming it at that point.
Yeah, but they just call me. I mean, they're calling me bald, and I have hair. Like, you know, it's you can't listen to the people too much. But Shrek, I don't mind too much because Shrek is an inspiration. I mean, Shrek's a role model.
I always thought
he lives my dream. He lives out in a swamp, doesn't have to deal with anyone's shit. You know, he's got himself a fine ass ogre honey.
Green chick.
Yeah, green chick in his swamp. Yeah, he's got it good. I envy Shrek, to be honest. And I think you all do too. You all wish you were Shrek.
But no, I wish I was Donkey.
You don't wish you were. Donkey was a slave.
I know. But I like him. He's a funny little ass. I like the underdog story. Because he ends up getting the fine ass dragon bitch.
He does get dragon. All right, this has been about Shrek. This has been too much now. All right. Back on. But honestly, I think I might have Shrek in a KTL video because I'm surprised I haven't done that yet. I mean, I got this bastard is going to be in one, and I've got a couple other new characters in my latest one. I've still got some more filming to do, but it's going to be done by next week. It's going to be the best B-Twist tutorial ever made. I made sure, like yesterday, I had a brief review. I was watching some of the other ones, and I'm certain because I don't want it to be the best one. I say this on my story sometimes, and I'm clear about it because I mean it. I want it to be better than every single other one anyone's ever made, but put together, not like just individually, like better than them put together. And that's not too hard at the moment, but I'd like that to become harder in the future. This is a topic we talked about the other day, but I'd like the bar to be raised in terms of teaching tricking, because it would have changed my life if I just had good information, like someone teaching moves properly when I started. I would have got everything so much faster. I wouldn't have got hurt anywhere near as much. My life would just be a lot better now if there'd be more good tricking content that was entertaining and useful, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm going to do that, and then other people are going to try and do better ones than me, and it's going to push the level up. If we all keep doing the same shit, then it's just going to stay the same level, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I haven't
back to
ranted
the-
in a bit.
back
I
to
haven't
the-
ranted on the live. Go on.
Back to the 5 judges.
5 judges.
So we got Matt Milhone.
Did we say Rasmus? Well,
Rasmus
he's not
was
that
one.
into. It should maybe be people who are. I don't know how much they should be into battling, to be honest. Do we just choose tricking legends? It's like when you go back too far as well with tricking legends, and they're not going to know so much what's going on unless they're actively involved in the community. So
Well, I
that's
think
a
it
bit of a
also
problem.
depends. I think it also depends on the way that you're going to judge it. Because, like, if for example, if you had like a martial arts based tricker that was judging just like kicks, or are they all doing it out of 10? Like, it depends on the format in which you're going to do it.
Yeah, you could do it. Like I judged this South America tricking competition recently, and they did it like broken into sections. You judged in a lot of different categories. Like there was difficulty and execution, and one of the categories was landing, which I thought was actually quite a good one because I do think that's really important. Like even if someone's tricks are pretty nice, if they land like squatted down with their butt out, or if they're just falling over at the end of it, you should lose loads of points for that. It makes it look way worse. So I think having a category for how well you land the combo is actually quite a good idea. And they just had a load of different categories, and you gave them all a score, and then had a total. I think that's a pretty good way to do it. Hard to do live though. That would be very hard to do live. So,
well, if we had I don't know, good enough tech so that we could kind of have immediate replays for the judges, and then they could have like I don't know, like 30 seconds to then just have a quick scrub through and make their decision and then go, or like have it at the end, so like they don't judge at the time and then they judge the overall winner. You know what I mean? So instead of doing it like round for round, you have your pass, and then you have the opposition's pass, then they have a quick breather, and then they do it again, and then at the end the judges have like a couple of minutes to just watch through all the combos and do it
how
that way.
long? How long do you want this to be, Omid?
Well, it just
It already takes like 6 hours to do the
No,
battles.
you're taking the time that you would normally have in between passes and just putting it at the end.
What?
So instead of
Nah,
judging it at the end of each pass, you have the same amount of time.
It would
So,
still
like, let's
take
say, for
more
example-
time.
Huh?
It would still take more time.
Yeah, because the people have to rest and stuff, I guess.
And we're reviewing clips. Like we're watching all the videos back before judging them. That would take ages.
Well, no, I'm saying like if you had just that clip of each combo, if the tech was good enough, that's all I was saying. Because then you end up spending like 2 minutes just having a quick refresh, because you've already taken notes after watching it live, and then you just have like a double check through, and then you're like, okay, that's my decision.
I think that's a recipe for disaster, mate.
Right, listen, they manage it in loads of other sports.
Well, we don't manage things in tricking, do we?
I know, that's
we
true.
don't
That is
even
very
have
true.
trickers judging the biggest tricking competition in the world.
Yeah.
So, you know, pretty much every one of the biggest tricking competitions, then we don't have trickers judging. We just have random people. So let's get that sorted first.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, what other sport does that?
And
Someone
Wait,
said
what?
Velu. Velu would be a good judge.
Velu would be a good judge.
All right, this is Aiden's suggestion here. I was thinking about this one earlier, as this could be one of the like 3 passes. If each pass was themed, one of them could be maybe not tricks out, maybe not picking stuff out of a hat. The hat's a bit long-winded. But if you had like a random combo generator or something, and just picks from a certain pool of tricks, and then both trickers have to do that combo, or maybe. Yeah, because you could have both trickers doing that combo, see who does it best. But what might be more interesting is you have like a random trick generator thing, and both trickers have to do a combo with this trick in. Just the one trick, and they can do any combo, but it has to have it in. And you see
that's a good shout.
who puts the trick in the most interesting way, you know? And like
And then does it the best, obviously, as well.
Yeah. Who's going to just slap it on a combo they can already do, or who's going to actually try and think of a combo that kind of fits with the trick and like flows really well with it?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I like that because like the whole kind of art of combo structure and stuff is really, really important. Like putting rounds in like a round type melody combo, and I don't know, incorporating interesting ways to end a combo in rounds is a good way to go. But like if you've got like a fucking, I don't know, you've ap a cork fei long at the end of the combo, and then the person just ends up doing the same combo that they would have done anyway, but then they just start the combo with cork fei long or some shit. It's just not as entertaining. Because if they just do cork fei long hook and then do their combo, it's just yeah.
What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at these comments. Someone said Tim Farley for one of the other judges.
Yeah, throw Tim in the mix. Didn't he judge it before? I think he did.
What, hooked?
Yeah, I think he's judged one of them. He's a serious man.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him much, but he strikes me as a serious man.
Yeah, he's a serious man.
I think it's good to have get the serious men on it, you know? Put them to work. They'll take it seriously and not get distracted.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's not that many serious people in tricking because it's a very silly thing to be doing.
Spinning and kicking the air. Yeah, it is. But back to like the future of tricking instructional content. This is why I want it to be more silly. This is why I want more characters in it. This is why I want more monsters. This is why I want Shrek teaching you cork D-leg, you know? If Shrek taught you a cork D-leg, you'd remember. You remember that shit. It's different. We need more. Tricking's a fun thing. Like, you do it for fun. It's not serious. It's not like science. It's not biology. I'm using really bad examples because it is those things. It's not geography. There we go. That's not related at all. It's not like geography. So it doesn't need to be boring like geography. It should be fun. It should have Shrek. You know? That's what I think. Young business owner Sam Kojo, that's what he thinks. Tricking should have Shrek.
While you do that,
all right.
While you do that, I'm going to go blow my nose because I'm leaking.
Blow your dirty nose.
Go on. Give me a sec.
All right. I'm just going to have a chat with the people while you're gone. Hello, people. Has anyone got anything to say while Omid's here? Should we talk shit about him? If you wanna say what you really think about his nose, then now's the time, you know? Because I'll be honest, I got a problem with it. I'm not into it. Too big. And I know mine's not small, but I like the shape of it. Whereas Omid's, you know? Yeah, you know what I mean. Someone said, would you two be down to judge coming Hooked? I would be down. If I go to Hooked, then I would be down to judge this time. Because last time they asked me and I didn't want to judge. And then I complained the whole time about who was judging. So I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Well, it's kind of stupid. But I didn't want to judge because it takes like 5 hours. And I'd already taught a workshop. And it just means it's just pretty draining is the thing. Like judging can be really tiring. And if you zone out, like I was worried that I'd zone out for like a minute, which I've done before when judging, but it's bad if it's like high stakes. Like what if you zoned out and then you vote for the wrong person and they lose and they shouldn't have lost? People remember that shit, you know? So if I am going to judge, then I want to know in advance and be prepared for it and yeah, do a good job. Yeah, Omid, I don't know why people are talking about your nose, to be honest. I don't know where
fuck you.
I don't know where they got that idea from.
Fuck you. I'm gonna start having to bring up your hairline if you're gonna throw me under a bus like this, mate.
I just think that's what they think. And the line's not the problem. It's the thickness that's the problem, mate. The thickness is the problem.
There's all sorts going on there.
Omid,
fuck off. You're always cussing me down because of my foreign ass nose.
You know, I love your
nose. Don't try act like you're not nasty about my nose. Don't try act like you haven't given me a complex about my wonderful nose.
I love your nose. I love it.
Fuck off.
It's
You're a fucking waste, man.
Oh, look at that. I changed my eye colour.
Oh, whoa.
Do I look like...
You look like Kid Wolf.
Oh, I do look like Kid Wolf. Sick. Dope. All right, I could get lost doing this stuff, so I'm going to... Oh, no. Enough of that. All right, enough of that. Back on topic. Or we can talk about something else. Some other tricking topics, you know?
Okay, now, what we need to talk about is the real deep dive into Sam Kojo and Alex Omid as to the real important stuff. Like, when was the last time you cried?
I haven't cried for over a year.
Really?
Did I cry? I didn't cry in Spain. I haven't cried for over a year. Last time I cried was with my bloody taxes, dealing with the tax man. Things were going bad. They're trying to do my taxes for the first time last year, and there was a lot of things going wrong. And then I just got off the phone. I'd been on hold for about 2 hours trying to get through to the government. They were fining me every single day. So I'm getting fined like £20 every day. It's just racking up. And I'm waiting for some letter. And I can't do my taxes until I get this letter. And I'm getting fined every day. I'm stressing out. I've already got all these bills. And I'm trying to call them. And then after 2 hours, I got through and they were like, hello. And then it just went, boop. And it just shut off. And then I had a little cry. And that was the last time I cried. What about you?
Last time I cried was when I broke up with my ex.
Aww.
A couple months ago. It was real sad. I had a little cry. I think one little cry and then another little cry, maybe a day after or something. It was bad.
Yeah, just two cries.
2 little cries. Because the first one, I forced myself to stop and I was like, no.
Just wiping your face off, strutting down the street.
And then I threw on what's that song? Making my way downtown, walking back. And then I went out and I got some cocktails
with the gals.
Didn't do any of that. But yeah, that was the last time I cried. I feel like as I got older, crying's become more of a common theme in my life. Also, fucking hell, as I've got older, I start crying I almost start crying at sad shows now or sad movies and stuff. Like, the first series of Afterlife.
Yeah.
So there's a TV show called Afterlife that Ricky Gervais did, and it's not a comedy quite like any of his others. It's incredibly sad. It's basically about a guy who just wants to kill himself, but it's also really funny, and you can literally go within the space of a minute, crying, laughing, to crying because it's so sad. And it's a lot.
Well, I don't know why I was thinking about this the other day, but when I watched The Green Mile on the plane, that's the only time I ever cried watching a film. I was middle seat on the plane, flying to America. I had to have a little cry. That film's just emotional.
Oh, that's bad. I bet that was rough,
beautiful.
Being in a public place crying.
I was lost in it. Man. I was focused on The Green Mile. I was like,
last time one of the most memorable movie watching experiences I've had during a flight or whatever was when I watched Notorious. It's the other end of the spectrum where I watched Notorious, the Conor McGregor documentary, and I was so fired up when I got off that flight. I was so ready. And the thing is as well, he tore his ACL and he still trained and went. I don't know I can't remember whether he actually went through with the fight or whether it ended up getting cancelled for whatever reason, but he just carried on training. And, in one of the most leg intensive sports you can think of, literally having to kick a man. And there was all this footage of him kicking these pads and stuff with no ACL. And I was just the determination of this man. He's so hungry. And I was so fired up when I got off that plane. It was great.
Damn. Well, I think that's a topic. that's a bit of a thing about tricking, bringing it back to that, because we do that sometimes. Yeah, like using other things for motivation, because like just in various tricking interviews and stuff, and just gathering discussions, lots of people talk about like, oh, which trickers like motivate you, who gets you like hyped to train. And to be honest, even since I started, but especially now, like most of my motivation comes from people who don't trick. It comes from just other people and other things, from watching Goggins and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
Goggins is great for it.
and
I say the truth as well.
Different people like that. Huh?
You know, oh fuck, what is it called? The Alex Honnold documentary.
Yeah, that was.
I forgot what that's
so
called.
hard to climb.
Yeah, well,
free
solo. That's the one. Yeah. It's incredible, and it kind of, even though he's like, you know, a really extreme version, but you kind of have to be in order to do what he's doing. But like the way that he was interacting with his girlfriend and stuff, like just seeing that kind of thing and the way his mind works, it kind of made me feel better about being so like obsessive about this thing that I absolutely love.
I think seeing it work out for people does kind of give you a push, and I think that's a really useful thing you can do just overall, just when you see stuff in your life, like applying it to your own training and thinking, oh, how can this help me? Like, yeah, just anyone who gets really good at anything, really, then I can there's normally certain things they have in common. If you listen to podcasts with people who are really good at stuff, you'll see that there's always like certain things that they share with their approach, even though they can be completely different, but there's always some things that are the same. And that's normally like how much they believe in their ability to do the thing, and just how much they genuinely love the thing and put it first, like whatever it is.
That's the thing, like being able to put it above all else. Because like I remember when in my first few years of tricking and stuff, like I went from like being in this like pretty big group of friends that I loved hanging out with, and like, you know, I'm still friends with them to this day. But like at the time, I within the space of maybe like 4 to 6 months, I completely alienated myself from this big group of friends, because I just felt as though I couldn't really interact with them, and all I wanted to do was train and think about training and stuff like that. And then they'd ask me to go out, and then eventually that kind of stopped, because I would always just be saying no, and I'd always just be so focused on being like, well, if that interrupts with my training or like affects my training, then I'm not going to do it. So having to go through that can kind of, I know it's a bit weird, because at the time I wasn't listening to many other people that were trying to push themselves in this one thing, especially when it's like a niche thing. Because I think if I was really pushing myself and I was making the progress that I was making with tricks, but in a sport that's really well established, like if I was doing the same thing but in football, everyone would be like, fucking hell, yeah, that's cool, like do your thing. And there'd be a lot more like, it'd be a lot easier for me to push it. But at the time, there were points where I was like, oh, I do kind of wish I wasn't so obsessed with these flips, so I could just enjoy normal things. But then, yeah, it was those thoughts were fleeting though.
I remember having that, like thinking, oh, I wish I wasn't so obsessed with these flips, so I could just enjoy things like everyone else is enjoying them. But I think over time, you kind of realize, like, it seems like, because I thought, what, everyone else has so much fun doing, like watching TV or going out doing this and that. And I tried it, and I went and did these things. Like when I was 18, then I went to Ibiza with my friends.
Oh, that was so funny to me.
That's because I wanted to see. I wanted to see. I was like, I'm not gonna knock it. I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, I'm not into going to clubs or anything until I've done it. So I was like, I'll go there for a week and I'll go party the whole time. And I did, but I just found myself kind of drinking all night and then doing double corks on the beach at 5 a.m. And it's like, I couldn't, it just isn't, for me, it just wasn't as fun. And as time's gone on, I've realized it's not like it wasn't that fun for me and tricking was. It's like, it's just not that fun in comparison. Like, most other people aren't having like that much fun, because I've known plenty of people who do that stuff and they're not like, they don't love it that much. It doesn't like bring them loads of happiness in their life like tricking does. It doesn't constantly motivate them to get up out of bed every day and like do shit. like tricking has done for me for 10 straight years, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't do that for you. So now I've kind of changed that perspective from me thinking, oh, I wish that I didn't have this thing, to being like, oh, I'm so lucky that I do have this thing that I love so much that can entertain me for my whole life.
Well, I think that happened years and years ago for us, I guess, when we had that kind of realization. But I think it's kind of within the first year or two, like there are just going to be points where, for me, I had those thoughts where it was kind of like, why do I feel so like strongly about this thing?
It is weird, yeah.
And it's like, it's a strange feeling when everyone, well, and a lot of people around you are kind of saying, you probably shouldn't be doing it this much. You should be doing other stuff, like going and, I don't know, doing education things or getting a job or any of that kind of shit. And I was just like, I mean, I'm happy to do those things as long as it's in a way to facilitate me doing the thing that I love. Because like a big thing for me is like, I don't care how much money I've got. I don't care the kind of living situation that I have if I'm happy. Because if you're actually happy doing the things that you're, well, spending your time doing whatever it is that you want to do, then all of that other shit is just, it's minor. It doesn't matter.
But then there is the other side, like you don't want to end up, like everyone's afraid, kind of like, oh, I don't want to end up in a really bad situation. But the thing is, it's like you can not do what you enjoy, and then you still end up in a bad situation. Yeah. Like there's loads of people now who didn't do their thing they enjoy. They didn't pursue their passion. They went into their career, and look, oh, now there's a pandemic, their career's gone. Like, it's like, you can choose.
Well, it's not even just the pandemic.
To safe route and it not work out anyway, so why choose the safe route? But well, I was just going to say, go on, you say your thing first.
It's not even just the pandemic, though, because, like, I know plenty of people that have gone, they were so dead certain about them wanting to go and do this thing after university or even after college or whatever. And then they've done it for a bit. And because they've got absolutely no experience and they don't even really know why they're so dead set on doing that thing, they do it. And then they're like, wait, is this my life now? Is this going to be my life until I retire? Like, I spend all of my time preparing to go to work. And then I go to work and I finish work. And I hated being at work. And then now I've just got to relax so that I don't know, just so that I can be ready for the next time I work.
I think there's another end of the spectrum as well. So I've definitely met plenty of people like this who will love, I mean, in this case, it's tricking, because obviously we meet trickers, but they'll love tricking and they'll love it so much and then not really do anything else and kind of not have a job or really support themselves. And I think it's a problem if you're relying on other people. Whether that's, if you need money from the government or money from your parents or someone like that or anything like that, then I think, then it's become a problem. So I think like pursue it 100%. But for me, I always included working a job. Even if the job is something I don't like, I include that as part of me pursuing my training. Because in order for me to train as well as possible, well, I need to be able to feed myself and support myself, get myself to tricking gatherings, get paid for gym sessions, all of that. I need to be able to do all of that. So when I worked at the office for the government, then it was all, then I still thought like, this is all part of my tricking. This is helping me. This is paying for me to live in a house with trickers, which it did, you know? So I think there's two sides to it. You can, like, you can make tricking the priority, but still recognize that you have to do other things in order to live that life. Yeah,
I think just holding yourself accountable is so important when doing something like that, because you don't want to end up being a drain.
Yeah,
but
there's plenty of them in the tricking community. There's a lot of them in America, but they got money though. Like, that's the thing. Their parents.
But I feel like it's
kind of a bad thing. It makes you weaker and less capable if you just
and it just means you can't really deal with anything after the fact, because it doesn't, like, the well runs dry eventually. And I'm not talking about anybody in particular or any specific person, but like when you do fall on any kind of hard time, regardless of how big or small that is, you just can't fucking deal with it because you've never had to deal with any kind of adversity in your life, and you gotta struggle in order to get better at this shit, you know.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about tricking, though. It's kind of like a fake adversity. Well, because it doesn't, obviously, it's not really the most important thing ever. But if you treat it like that, you still get the gains like you're doing something important. You still get the mental gains like you're going to war or doing some real hard shit. Even though
Well,
obviously you're flipping around, but it still teaches you a lot and helps you to overcome things.
Yeah, for sure. But there is definite risk involved. Like, you could just snap your
True.
shit up. You could really, really hurt yourself and like affect the rest of your life as a result.
Yeah, I guess the big
Both
risk
mentally
is
and
not being
physically.
able to not being able to do the thing that you love doing. That's what you're risking every time you trick. But if you
Well,
didn't
it's not
trick,
not
then you've already lost.
not even just that. Like, even if you boil it down to like the fucking just the basics of like living your life. Like, you know, whenever you've had a massive injury, how much of it has it made you appreciate being able to just like get up and out of your house whenever you want, as quickly as you want, if you need to rush out and go and grab something from the shop or whatever. Because I remember for me, when I had my knee surgery, I was just like, fucking Jesus, like, I can't even get up and go to the bathroom on my own. And it was like, it was
Yeah.
debilitating. And I was like, fucking hell. There were points during that injury where I was like, is it worth it? Is it worth risking doing this again? And these were the smallest things. I would literally have that thought for like a second if I was in a particularly negative mind state or I was in a lot of pain. But the rest of the time, it was just like, I would just think that for like a second, and then it was just straight back to, no, I'm going to be better than ever in no time at all.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. But I agree. I don't know what to say to that, really. I'm like, yeah. I do agree. It makes you really appreciate it. But
Yeah.
to end on a high, because I know we've only got, we're still at like 7-8 minutes or something. But yeah, just wanted to talk to you about when the gyms open up again. I wanted to talk about something positive to cheer us up, you know? So when do you...
I feel good.
What do you think you'll do? Like, tell me a combo you've been wanting to do when the gym's open and why. What are you thinking? What you got planned?
I got one little thing. Well, I got a couple of things, but the first one that came to mind there was side swipe semi, front swing snapu, pop flash, touchdown raise. Wait, what was it? Touchdown raise, cork swipe 9, vanish snapu. It's a long one.
That might
It's a
take a
long
bit of
one,
work.
but that's one of the things. Like, because once I'm back in the gym, like, I want to be working on the shit that I haven't been able to train on grass.
Yeah, I get you.
So like, yeah, I was just kind of testing the waters when I was in Glasgow because my adductor wasn't feeling great, and I was doing side swap semi, front swing snapu, and if my adductor wasn't hurting, then I would have been doing fine.
Damn.
Well,
Wait, I want to do. I just want to do some more combos where I do the splits in every trick.
okay.
I really like the idea of doing that. Like, one I was thinking about is I want to do beach twist round, swing the cork fei long scissor thing. So like the outside crescent, but then on the scissor, grab with both hands, and then like kind of skip round, like swivel round into touchdown raise, gain a helicoptero. Because I think because that's just 4 moves, but all 4 of those moves I can do like super extended. And I want to play with more stuff like that. Just doing a combo where every move is like mad extended, because they feel really cool as well. You know, when you do combos where you're like really stretching everything out.
Yeah.
And I think that's the type of tricking that I'd like to see more of. Like every trick being super extended, rather than just packing in as many twists and like bullshit like that. Well, it's cool, but I've kind of done that before. I've done packing in loads of twists, you know?
Yeah.
I want to do more, like, even if I do twists, I'd rather do like a load of moves where I'm doing the splits and extending and grabbing my legs, and then do like some power twist thing at the end, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel that. I'm really looking forward to just being able to do power shit, just like as like a quick fix, just power shit without the stress.
It is fun. It's fun just doing like some dubs and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
like
I can't lie, I'm looking forward to doing some just on the spring floor and flying
yeah.
around.
It's just like, I don't know. I've got more of because the way I'm seeing it, like when I get back in the gym, I'm probably going to be pretty shit. Like, well, not shit. It's just going to take a little bit of adjustment to get used to going on spring floor again, because I don't want to fuck myself up because,
Thanks for the.
huh?
Oh,
No, but I know, but I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it easy because I don't want to get carried away.
I forget. Because for me, it's like, for my power moves, I'm kind of more. I've been doing them more than ever because I've had access to Tramp.
Yeah, I haven't at all.
Yeah.
I've just been trying to clean up general things, and I feel like I'm gonna be in a really good spot, and it's just gonna be a case of like things over the first like few months of the gym being open, like everything just kind of coming together nicely. But I don't want to rush anything because
Yeah,
I know what I'm like. I know I need to go in and fucking chill out immediately.
I know what you like as well, because you'll say this. You'll always say this, and in the first session, you'll be trying to do triple full hyper or something.
Nah.
Trip swing. You'll be doing full D leg twist swing. You'll just be twanging your legs around.
Full D leg twist swing is surprisingly easy.
You're surprisingly. I don't know why you're so good at them, but
well, because I've done them a lot.
You have done them. You have practiced them for several years. But, you should do that to cork D leg twist. I'd love to see that.
It's so hard. I find it so hard to get. No, I know. It's just like I find it so hard to really just hone in on that and just kind of drill that, because it is still a little bit scary. Like, because when you catch it slightly wrong, it feels like the scariest shit. It's not like when you do a dub and you don't quite do it well enough to swing out of. With this, it feels like, because the second twist is so fast, I don't know, it just kind of fucks with my head a little bit more.
I think just with the way tricking's going and like doing interesting and different things, I think it'll be more value. Like training full D-leg twist swing, it's kind of better in some ways than doing like trip swings. Because the way trip swings have gotten, like obviously it's amazing because it's a triple full swing, but just seeing Shosei like do them so easily and stuff like that, it kind of, after a certain point, it just kind of looks like a double. Like it is obviously more and harder, but what would be cooler? Triple full swing or doing like a perfect full D-leg twist where you twist so late, where you full D-leg and then you just twist on the way down and then catch it into a swing. Yeah. Like, I think there's more potential. Whereas the better you get at triple swing, the more it looks like a double. Like think about it. It's like the better you get at it, the kind of less impressive it looks in some way. It kind of just looks more like a double. Whereas if it's a variation, then the sky's the limit. You know, you can always hold the variation for longer, which is going to make it look cooler and cooler. It just kind of keeps going. Triple, it just gets good enough and then kind of looks more like a double.
Well, it's weird. Like I've had that at a gathering a couple of times where I've done shit and it's actually been one of the hardest combos I've ever done. But I've ended it in touchdown raise punch trip, and I was like, I'm so gassed. I'm like, holy shit, I finally fucking landed it. And no one's made a sound. But then when I've done just the triple full on its own, people have clapped and shit. And it's weird. And I think it kind of boils down to the fact that, like, when I have done it in that combo, because I put everything into it, and I have finally landed it, I'm like, shit, that was awesome. And then everyone's just kind of like not bothered, even though I've just done a way harder thing. I think it's just because it's looked a little bit easier, and it ends up looking like a dub.
The variations are what pops, really. At the end of the day, like there's so many things that are not really harder than a triple full that you could do, but would look cooler. You know, I'd rather see you do like a full sit, like you know when you do a full and a half, like full 1.5, but then do a massive scissor, like as big as your gainer scissor out of it. I'd rather see that than a triple full, probably, if it was like really, really nice.
I don't know. I want to start fucking with like one of the things that's on my list, because I've been gradually building this list. Oh, by the way, we've got like 40 seconds left. But yeah, one of the things on my list is full D-leg twist megas. But like, imagine full D-leg twist mega, vanish raise to full back handspring to like, I don't know, vanish GMS twist or whatever. That'd be fucking hype.
Vanish GMS Omid grab or Rocket Boy. Vanish GMS Rocket Boy to split.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So thank you everyone for watching. If you joined us live, thank you. If you watched on YouTube and you watched the whole thing, appreciate it. Hope you had a good time. I know I did.
Help us out. Share this on your story. Tell your gran. Tell your, I don't know, your neighbours. Shout it from the rooftops. I've been Shwamid.
Just comment, my name is Omid Kojo.